Hi, John here. I wanted to show the build process for Chewie's Medal of Yavin. As this entire 12 Days of Christmas project was very quick from its conception on the Friday morning, writing Friday afternoon and filming over the weekend, the medal had to be made as quickly as possible. My quick method was to make various black and white stamps to extrude in ZBrush. Yeah, the edges were quite rough, but it didn't need to be perfect, as it was never going to be full frame and it was only in one shot. As I stamped each layer to build up the metal surface, I did have to adjust and tweak my stamps as I went. Overall, for the few hours I spent on it, I think it's a pretty good copy of the film prop. Because this was made quickly, I had to use what I had available in my workshop. No time to order in any special tools. I didn't have any extended reach bits with me, so the top 3mm was CNC'd using a 0.5mm, 3mm flute length bullnose bit, and moulded in RTV25 silicon from cfsnet.co.uk, linked down below. Make sure it's well mixed, obviously. I do say that a lot in this video. As I was CNCing out of hardwood, tulip wood in this case, you need a release agent, otherwise you're quite likely to rip such a thin silicon when demoulding. I use mould wax from Mould Life, again linked down below. You need a good covering. Once the silicon has cured, slowly pull off your mould. On to casting. I like to use standard fast cast polyurethane resin, again from cfsnet.co.uk. Mix well and slowly pour onto your mould. Polyurethane resin cures in about 20 minutes depending on the room temperature. Demould and the surface of your medal. For the back thickness of the medal, I once again CNC'd out of hardwood, this time a 3mm, 12mm flute length bullnose bit. I won't go through the entire process again, but same as before. Even amounts of part A and part B by weight. Mix well. I'm casting another top piece here because I accidentally mixed too much resin. We don't want to waste it. It is very easy here to overfill your moulds. It's the same as when you pour any sort of liquid to the very top of a container. The surface tension allows for a convex height just above the rim. It's the same here, it's just when this is cured, that's resin you're going to have to sand flat, so use a bit less than you think. Once it's cast, glued together, minor gaps filled with P38, primed and sanded back down with wet and dry, you end up with something like this. To create my final mould, same process as before. These days I tend to mould models around this scale in cardboard. Over the years I've used plastic card boxes, takeaway tubs, various things, but a simple corrugated cardboard box with duct tape is the easiest and cheapest container to mould in. RTV25 silicon again with yellow fast cast catalyst. A good covering and knock the box a few times to help any air bubbles escape. Once cured, demould. I'll try to frame it better next time. You tend to find you end up with thin excess of silicone where it's seeped under the master during the moulding process. Trim these with some scissors or a Stanley knife and our mould's finished. Casting our final medal. My mould is green here because this is actually the second cast I did. My first cast was cold cast bronze, and leaving it overnight in the garage, my yellow mould took on a lovely green colour. Never mind, I decided to use brass powder in the end, once again from cfsnet.co.uk. Mix thoroughly. You only need a very small amount for a piece this size. You can tell I made this in a hurry as I'm casting this in my dressing gown early in the morning before we shot the various days. It's quite a thick mix, So I'm using my fingers here to make sure I get it into all the details. Backfill the middle. On anything larger than this, I would only coat the surface in bronze and backfill in a much cheaper resin. But as I was in a hurry, I didn't. Yeah, I probably should have. Never mind. Flatten the back with a mixing stick and you're done. Take it out of the mould. Give the back a quick sand to remove any excess and it's ready for polishing. I've got 3 grades of wire wool, coarse to fine. Starting with the coarsest, you can instantly see a difference. Moving down to fine before we apply our polish. I'm using Autosol metal polish I bought from B&Q. Start to rub it in with a paper towel. As soon as the towel becomes black, move on to a clean piece and just keep at it. Eventually it will develop a nice shine. And there we go, our finished medal. So yeah, not perfect, but perfectly decent for what I needed it for. It's nice for a change sometime to do a quick, short, rough and ready project and not be totally critical about every minuscule detail, which my wife would say I do most of the time. Yeah, I can't really disagree with her. See you on the next video.